session is on the role of the LCIF coordinator, and it will be done by Lion Carmen Lake. So I'm just going to briefly introduce her. Lion Carmen Lake, Progressive Melvin Jones Fellow, began her journey in Lionism as a member of the St. Martin Omega Leo Club, and has been an active member of the St. Martin Lions Club since 2014. She has served in several key roles, including club secretary, club president, LCIF club coordinator, membership director, fundraising chair, and youth and education chair. At the district level, she has contributed as Youth and Families Commission Assistant Chair for Region 2, Zone 2B Chair, Activities Coordinator, Chairperson of the 43rd Multiple District Convention, and is currently serving her second term as LCIF District Coordinator. Lion Carmen is a proud mother of 2 daughters, has been married to Etienne Lake for over 20 years. She holds degrees in business administration and business management and has dedicated 29 years of service to the St. Martin Telephone Company in various managerial roles. Fellow Lions, from this bio, we can tell that Lion Carmen is quite equipped to take us through the role of the LCIF coordinator. All of the persons who are on this training session may be previous club coordinators or will be, and I'm sure after this session you'll be better equipped to serve your club as the ambassador for Lions Club International in this charitable arm of the organization. So I will hand over now to Lion Carmen, who for the next few minutes will take you through the presentation. Lion Carmen, over to you.
Good evening, fellow Lions, distinguished guests. Welcome to the LCIF Club Coordinator Training. If you could see, there is a QR code on the screen. I would like for you to scan it. It's it's a very short survey to see how involved you are with LCIF. And as we go through the presentation, I will go back to the answers given for the survey. Okay, so if you can just, before I change the slide, I will just wait a couple seconds for everyone to scan the QR code. Okay. Everyone have scanned it thus far? Just a thumbs up, letting me know if you've started. Great. So it's just I think it's 4 questions. So it should be quite easy to just finish the presentation. All right. Can you go now back to the beginning of the slide, Lion Shonda?
Sure.
So this evening, I will be going through the what is LCIF, the club coordinator role and expectations, the grants. We'll go through the fundraising and resources available. Next slide. What is LCIF? Some members would be, especially if you're new to the organization, you'll be probably wondering, our mission is the mission of LCIF is to empower clubs, volunteers, and partners to improve health and well-being, strengthen communities, and support those in need through humanitarian services and grants that impact lives locally and globally and encourage peace and international understanding. Next slide. LCIF and LCI and LCIF. What's the difference? You're going too fast? Sorry. You're going back? Yes. Okay. Some people may be wondering what's the difference between Lions Club International and the Lions Club International Foundation. Lions Club International is basically the supporting arm of LCIF. So Alliance International provides the support and empowerment to provide resources, the framework, the need for LCIF. LCIF then steps in with the funding for projects and the additional financial support. They work together in partnership. LCI coordinates service activities on the ground, and LCIF helps to fund these activities. LCI, Lions Club International, provides the training to the clubs, and LCIF supports by funding the programs and resources that make the growth possible. Next slide. All right. So what's your role as a club coordinator? The club coordinator role is a 1 year, 1 term, and it's usually the club presidents that are automatically assigned the role of LCIF club coordinator. In some instances, if it's not available, then the board will have to nominate a person for that function. So what's your role as LCIF club coordinator? Your role is to do fundraising, implement strategies through individual donations, club donations, fundraising events, club treasury gifts, and donations from non-Lion businesses. To be able to do this, you need to make a plan, develop a set of activities for club support over a given year. So by now, the incoming club coordinators, based on your experience as past presidents, well, you're not past president as yet, but you have should have an idea of how you want to move forward in the new Lionistic year in your role as the LCIF coordinator. You're to tell the story of LCIF, which means educating the club members, your club, on the impact of LCIF. Build a team. You don't have to do it on your own. Invite other club members to join in the planning fundraising activities. Learn more about the LCIF grants, the DCG grants, ask your district coordinators, and local grant for local grant history. Next slide. What is expected of you as a LCIF club coordinator? You're expected to be present. To present information to your club members that you receive from LCIF or the district coordinator. On a monthly basis, you will be receiving emails from international about activities that are taking place on the international level regarding LCIF, the donation drives. There is Giving Tuesdays in November. There's the Melvin Jones information celebration. All of this information is received from LCIF, and the expectation is that you would provide that information to your club. Remind your club that it is only through financial support that the LCIF is able to carry out its purpose. So you have to keep reminding them. Just that the district coordinators come to your club to discuss our foundation. Prepare to discuss and support presenting a Melvin Jones Fellowship to a deserving Lion or community supporter. Ensure your club has a budget line item for an LCIF donation. And most importantly, help your district governor reach his fundraising goal. That's very important. DG-elect Lion Hyacinth Jeremiah has set a goal for this Lionistic year. He wants to raise 80,000 and get 80% of club participation. And he was asking each member from each club to donate at least $50. He is asking clubs to donate $500 during this Lionistic year. And he's asking every cabinet member to make a donation as well. Next slide. The support. LCIF club coordinators, you are the contact between the district coordinator and your club members. Your goal is to share LCI information and motivate fellow Lions to support our foundation. Remember, you are not alone. You can ask for assistance. Next slide. The multiple district LCIF coordinators make up of 3 persons in 68, 3 district coordinators in 68, and 4 persons in 60B. The 4 persons in 60B are past district governor Lion Maureen Graham, PMJF. She's for Region 3. Lion Elaine Robinson, MJF, Region 1 and 4. Lion Gina Barnes, PMJF, from Region 4. And myself, Lion Carmen Lake, for Region 2. Then we have the multiple district coordinator, which has not been assigned yet. That multiple district coordinator will be assigned in August when we go to the next LCIF training. I said in a previous slide, inform yourself about the grants, the type of grants that Lions International or Lions Club Foundation has available for our dish for Lions in general. Next slide. Through these grants, I don't know if everyone is fully aware of the support of what the Multiple District 60 has received from LCIF. Since its founded in 1979, LCIF has awarded nearly 40 grants to Multiple District 60B. 60B has received over $4 million in grant funding. And those grants, those grants that we receive can only be done through our donations. Next slide. What is the impact? What is the impact to Multiple District 60B because of these donations? We have received $107,475 in aid for much needed dental care. We've received another $226,752 in funding awarded for communities devastated by natural disasters. We've received $100,000 in diabetes-related grant projects. And for vision, we've received over $3 million for various site projects over the years. Next slide. So these are the grant programs, and you need to really educate yourself on the types of grants that are available. There are so many grants. There's grants for childhood cancer, for diabetes, for disaster, for emergency, hunger, DCG grants, Leo grants, Lions Quest, matching grants, and vision grants. Next slide. Disaster grants. And we are in the Caribbean. We know June 1st is the beginning of the hurricane season. And most of the clubs in District 60B are acutely aware of the damages, the dangers of hurricanes. And just last year, the Lions Club in Jamaica received over $100,000 in grants, emergency grants, because of disasters. Okay, the grants that are available is like disaster preparedness grants. That's up to $15,000. So for example, if you see that a hurricane is on its way to your district, you can already request a disaster grant through your district governor. Most of these grants have to be requested through your district governor. You have emergency grants, up to another $15,000, and the major catastrophe grants. Okay, and that amount varies depending on the type of disaster and how severe the disaster. And those grants, those major catastrophe grants, are directly given by the foundation. So you don't have to apply for those type of grants. The foundation, if they see, like I said, Jamaica had the major hurricane, the LCIF, the foundation decided, okay, they need this, and they just awarded that $100,000 to help Jamaica rebuild. Next slide. DCG grants. The DCG grants are grants that you receive based on the amount of money your club donates to LCIF. Okay, and these they must support humanitarian services, and their eligible districts have up to 15 years to use the funding. Funding can be used for multiple projects. Unlike some of the other projects, you cannot apply for more than one grants at the same time. You cannot have a hunger grant and an eyesight grant open at the same time. You have to have only one at a time. DCG grants, however, they can be concurrent. If you have if your club has raised sufficient funds to be able to have multiple DCG projects going on, sorry, you can apply for multiple grants to have multiple projects going on at the same time. And unlike the other grants, these applications, there is no deadline for the applications. They can be applied for at any time. Next slide. Some good news for our district or for Lions Club in general is the eligibility of the DCG grants. Before it was up to $5,000, then you receive a certain percentage. Now they've expanded it. So if your club donates between $5,000 and $10,000, well, $9,999 and 99 cents, your club is eligible for 15% of that back into DCG grants. And then there is a scale from 10 to 1999, you get 20%, and then so forth. Before it was just a flat 15% across the board for however much your club donates, but now they've scaled it. So if you donate in the different ranges, you have more DCG grant available back to your club. The district, the same thing. And the good thing about the DCG grants is, for example, your club donates $5,000. Your club receives the 15%, but also the district also is also part of the how you say the bucket. So if so to say, and they also then if you the district all the like say. Your club donates 5,000, Lion Chanda's club donates 5,000, Lion Pauline's club 5,000, Lion Maureen's 5,000, that's $15,000. The district then gets 15% of that $15,000, and the district then can also request DCG grants. So your clubs then can also request, if your club does not have sufficient funds for a DCG grant, or maybe your club have $500 and the district have maybe another $5,000 available for a DCG grant. If you have a project that you feel is a very good project and will benefit your community, you can always request the district to partner with you so you could get a portion from your club and a portion from the district to be able to to have these program to do this project. Next slide. I'm not sure how many persons know that Leos there is also grants for Leos. The Antigua Lions Club last year, one of the only clubs since I'm a district coordinator that I've seen have applied for a grant specifically for Leos. So there are LCIF Leo Service Grant Program, and these are designed for Lions districts and multiple districts working with Leos to assist in addressing unmet humanitarian needs in their community. So a Leo club, I believe, I don't want to lie, but I think it was I can't remember the project. I should have researched it before I had the training. But I think it was a hunger, it was a garden or something of that sort, project that the Leo Club of Antigua applied for the grant, and they did receive that grant for that project. For GLT coordinators, there are also grants for leadership programs for LCIF, for Leos as well. So I'm pretty sure you know it, but if you didn't know, you can also apply for leadership grants for Leos as well. Next slide. The deadlines, as I indicated in a previous slide, there are deadlines. So the deadlines for grant request is October 1st, February 1st, and May 1st. Okay, those are the deadlines for any of the major grants that you want to apply for. Those are the deadlines to apply for those grants. Okay, again, the DCG grants, those can be applied for at any time. Okay, or at least 90, but make sure it's at least 90 days before the project, because the team has to go through the project proposal and see if it will meet all the criteria. So 90 days before the project, you apply for the grant. Next slide. Fundraising. A lot of the clubs in the district, based on my experience, a lot of them think that, yes, the district governor, for example, he's asked every lion to donate at least $50 for the entire year. $50 divided by 12 is how much? That's, I mean, I'm not watching anybody's pocket, but I mean, for over a year, for $50 is quite insignificant for the average person. Okay. But you don't have to only depend on the Lions to make those donations. You can, as a club coordinator, organize fundraisings as well during your club meetings and so forth. Next slide. So these are the ways to give. If you could scan, if you don't have, if you need to see how to make a donation, you could scan the QR code and it will take you straight to LCIF and you can see how you can make a donation. It's quite easy. Okay, so you can make a personal donation or pledge. If you can set up from the website, you could set up a payment every month via your credit card. If you have a credit card and you would like to use your credit card, you could set up a monthly or even monthly. You could do it quarterly. You could do it once a year. You make your donation, and every time around that time, as long as your credit card is functioning, it will be charged automatically. All right, online or in-person for fundraising events. Like I said, during the club meetings, for example, I don't know of any other clubs who have done it, but I can speak about the St. Martin Lions Club because I'm a member of that club. The LCIF coordinator from 2 years ago, what he did is went into the community, to the businesses, and asked for donations for different things. So like a gas station, he asked for like a $50 voucher donation. Pizza, the pizza place, he asked for some vouchers for pizza and stuff like that. And in the club, he just raffled them for like $2, $3, and it adds up. And he was able to raise close to $5,000 for the entire Lionistic year based on those small little donations. He did $3 one way, depends on the value of the prize. It was $5 another way, but he was able to raise a significant amount of money for the club through these type of fundraisers. You can also go to the local businesses, as indicated in the past. You can go to a business and say, listen, this, and you need to sell it. What is LCIF? How LCIF would benefit your club? Again, if you want to meet a DC, you want to be able to raise funds so you could get a DCG grant, you could go to a business and say, listen, if I raise $5,000 for LCIF, I will receive X amount of money back to be able to do this project. How can you partner with me? How can you help me raise this funds so I could be able to do this project? Those are ways that you can also go to the local businesses and request donations. Planned giving, again, that's where you go online and you could just set up a payment plan online. Next slide. So I touched already basically on the fundraisings. You could be creative. I just gave an example from the St. Martin Lions Club. There's so much ways, maybe tail twisting. You could say, listen, tail twisting for our first general meeting, the funds raised will go towards LCIF. You can do, a bunch, you could be creative. Like I said, get a team and help, and then brainstorm with the team on the different ways that you can raise funds for LCIF from your members. Making a gift from the club treasury. You could go to the next slide. Okay. We all know that we have different accounts for each club. Back to the next slide, to the yes. And you have your admin account and you have your activity account. Your activity account is money raised from the community to give back to the community. The LCIF is your community as well. So you can technically put on your yearly budget or ask your president to put on his activity budget for the Lionistic year. Club, I want to be able to give $1,000 to LCIF through the club. And that's possible because LCIF is an activity account. It is a donation to be able to receive grants from LCIF. So that is possible. So you can speak to your club president and see how you can also make a gift from the club treasury. Next question. So engage individual members. Lead by example. If you do not give, if you do not believe in LCIF and you do not give, how are you going to get members to also give? They won't. You need to lead by example. You need to be the first person to give as a club coordinator, and then encourage all your club members, especially the board of directors, to also give. Make it easy. Bring a laptop, use a QR code, open the website. Those are easy ways to be able to make a donation. Make it manageable. Okay, as I said, try doing the recurring donation. Use your credit card and then have it set for every month, every quarter, once a year, or just make one normal donation. Make it personal. What is the value to the Lions in your club? You know, make it official. Be sure each Lion gets set up. Fill out forms. So, for example, if you do, if you have a donation drive in your club, there are the how you call it, the multi-donor forms that's available from LCIF. It's on the website. And you can always, if, for example, you have 10 persons in your club, make a donation of $10 during a club meeting. You take the multiple donor form and you fill out that information. You put the the member number, the member's name, all of that information on that multiple donor form, and you send it on to LCIF with a proof of payment, a proof that you made that donation, and you send it to donor assistant, and those Lions will receive the credit for the donation made. You know, make it simple and make it easy for people to don't for them not to say no, so to say. Okay? And make an attempt. Try. If you don't get through this meeting, the next 2, 3 meetings, you try it. You ask them, will you be making a donation this year? And follow up. Follow up with your members. If you get a member who have said, yes, I will make a donation, follow up with that member. Okay. And also, I will provide each club district coordinator, you can reach out to them and then see which club members within your club is almost at the able to receive a MJF. You can also make your donations. I guess we'll go in the next couple of slides. Let me wait until I reach the other slides to talk about the recognition, and then I will explain how that works as well. Next slide. Recognition. All right. So we all like to be recognized for what we've done. You want to thank you. You want to, to be able to say, well, I donated to LCIF and LCIF. So they have several types of recognition that can be received from LCIF. Next slide. So there's a presidential LCIF supporter paints. And they, again, everything with LCIF, you'll notice that they're in stages, okay? So, so the frequency is annually. So every year, based on how much you've donated for the year, you'll receive. So individuals who donate $50 and above, they would receive the gold pin. Gold pin is 200 and above, silver is 100 to 199, and the bronze is $50 to $99. And then the Leo supporter pin is $20. So those are also available. If, for example, if you're lucky to have a district coordinator within on your island, because we are so far apart, we are so far spread across. If you have a district coordinator on your island, reach out to your district coordinator, because we all have these pins that we are able to present to Lions who have made the contribution. Next slide. Then you have the MGF and the PMH, MGF and the Humanitarian Partner Recognition. All right, that's the same thing. When you make a donation to LCIF, especially if you do it online, you could see that it gives you the option if you want recognition or you don't want recognition at that time, right? But you still put in your club, your membership information. What happens is every $50 that you contribute to LCIF, it can go towards a MJF for you personally. So you can, if you take a couple years, MGF is $1,000, then the next step is $1,000. They go in $1,000 increments. So you can just make your donations at your own pace, and eventually you can also receive a MGF. If you have club coordinators, if you know that there's a person in your club that is, how you say, it? um, um, a committee chair, for example, that have done excellent work and they are close to their MJF, maybe they have $900 towards getting their own MJF. You speak to your president, listen, this club coordinator has done a great job and has done XYZ. Can at the end of the line, you say, here, can we donate $100 to that club, to that committee chair so that they can get an MJF? You know, these are things that you can always do to help donate to the fund and then also help persons get recognition as well. Next slide. The tools and the resources available to you. Next. So everything is online. All the information that you could ever ask that you need from LCIF is online. When you go to Lions Club International website, there's a little next to the Lion AI. I have it underlined there. That's LCIF. When you click on that link, it will take you then to all the resources available for LCIF. You'll see that I have the LCIF grants. You click on the LCIF grants link, and it will take you to all of the available LCIF grants. It will take you to the grant application forms where you could be able to find all the information about the different type of grants, how you can qualify for a grant, the deadlines, everything is available. If you need marketing tools, that's available as well. Training resources, that's available as well. So everything is there available to you to be able to be a great club coordinator. Next. Share your grant story. I've listed the amount of grants that 60B has received over the years of LCIF. And I've not seen many stories online about what LCIF has done for your community. Share your stories. Once you receive a grant, you prepare your report and you share your report on lcifpride.org. And you would see that it would come up. Of course, they would vet the information and then they would post it on the lcifpride.org. The St. Martin Lions Club recently did the Circle of Love Cancer Support Project. We submitted the information, all the information about the project, pictures and everything, and we submitted on LCIF Pride. Within the same day, it was uploaded to the LCIF Pride website. So I encourage you, if you have a grant or if you've received a grant during this Lionistic year, share your story. Next slide. One of these, as we all know, Helen Keller is one of we are champions for sight, right? And one of Helen Keller's words is, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. And that's what LCIF is about. Every small donation made by you personally, by your club, helps us do so much for our communities. Next slide. Any questions? Have I been able to enlighten you, club coordinators, about what LCIF is about, how LCIF can be supported by your clubs, by you personally?
Now, Cameron, you have indeed. I have a question. I guess
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that clubs struggle with is every year the district governor give give like a target towards the contribution of LC towards LCIF. And I believe that one of the creative ways that we can, so it doesn't seem like a lot of pressure on members, that the club can have a specific, like a fundraiser towards LCIF, because any money that we raise from the public can go towards LCIF. In my
Correct.
earlier days as a Lion, like if we are awarding a member a Melvin Jones, we used to take it from the admin account. Because there was this view that you're awarding a Lion from where they're gaining a benefit for gaining a personal benefit from the club, but rather
Mhm.
we see it now as a contribution towards LCIF, where that thousand US dollars
Mhm.
goes towards various programs. So I'm just
Correct.
wondering, like, your thoughts on like some of the like a specific activity that can be done, a fundraiser. So it doesn't seem like such a big task to reach the targets.
Okay. Again, sorry if I could, I can use um my local club.
Sure.
Okay, because that's what I see, and I've also recommended to the other clubs in the region too to do these things, but I've not seen them really do that. For example, our local club, what we do, we've done this 3 years now. We have the Lion Wally Haverton bingo in December. At that bingo, we sell little small little raffle tickets. Because sometimes we have excess prizes for the bingo. We have 30 games, maybe we get 60 prizes, for consolation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So those extra excess prizes, we would raffle them off $5 a ticket. So, but when we
Right.
tell the person, we tell the audience, help us. This raffle is to raise money for LCIF, and then they would purchase the ticket for $5 and win whatever prize it is, and then that money that's raised during the bingo goes towards LCIF.
Okay.
The Tropical Gardens Lions Club, for I think it's 2 years. They didn't do it this year, but last year and I believe the year before, they had a golf tournament to raise funds for LCIF. So the tournament was specifically to raise funds towards LCIF. And last year they raised quite a bit of money to help our past district governor reach his 100,000 goal. Thanks for the 60B. The club in Totola Tropical Garden was one of the clubs and that's what they do. So you can have your own type of fundraiser, whatever it may be, and just as long as you tell the person who's purchasing the ticket that it's specifically to raise funds for LCIF, and
Okay.
you can
Sounds
do
good.
that. Yeah, you can do that. And as I indicated, as I showed in one of the slides, that LCIF is telling you, you can put a line item in your budget for your activity to give towards LCIF, because LCIF is an activity.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you shouldn't have to take money from your admin account to go towards LCIF.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for Lion Carmen or fee or comments?
Okay, so I guess I've been clear. Next slide.
Sure. I
Mhm.
just
So I have my the QR code here is my contact information. So you'll get my phone number, my email address. You just scan it. If you have any questions that you may not have thought of during this presentation and it comes up afterwards, you can always reach out to me to ask a question. I've provided information on all the district coordinators for 60B. But I will be emailing out this presentation as well as some additional information about your club coordinator role, and the links to find information. I will download this in PDF with all the live links in it so that you can, from the PDF, you can click to the links to be able to go to all the websites on LCIF to be able to get information. I will provide you the information for your district coordinators, your respective district coordinators. So if you have any questions, you can also reach out to them and provide information. I the code with my contact information. Okay, no problem. But I will be able to pull all the information of all the LCIF club coordinators. So I will pull your information from international, and I would have all your email addresses. And I'm asking all the clubs, please, please, please name your club coordinator. You should have had your elections already and know who your club coordinators are. Go on to the LCIF the Lions portal and name your club coordinators. Make sure that their phone numbers is up to date. Make sure their email addresses are up to date. I'll make sure your email is up to date. You will be able to go on to LCIF and be able to find all the information that you need. Does anyone have any questions about how to find information about the donations that your respective clubs are making to LCIF? Yes. Erlene, you're saying that yes, you need information about the portal?
What about individual lions who need to know how much they have contributed?
You should be able to go online and under your name and be able to see how much money you have donated to LCIF. But if you have a question, if you're not sure, you could always reach out to me, or you could reach out to, as a club coordinator, you'll be able to go online and see it.
Okay, thank you.
Let me see if I could, can I share the screen? Mm. Can you all see my screen? Can you see my screen, everyone? Okay. So to be able to, this is what the Lion portal looks like. So if you've not logged on to the Lion portal, it's important that you do so. So you will need to go on to, when you go to Lions International, you can just go to, let me go to, so you just go in, log in Lion portal. So you go here, and then you would just have to put in, I'm there already, but so you just, that's how you get into the Lions portal, okay? So you just click on the Lions portal and you go in. And then if you've not logged in, I should log out, and then let me log out and then show everyone how to get in. Okay, so you go to the Lions portal, and then you will go here. So you use your username. What you would do is use the email address that you use when you registered for Lions International. When you became a Lion, the email address. So you need to make sure that your email address, because I know a lot of people has changed, especially the seasoned Lions have. I know for sure I've changed my email address twice since I'm a Lion. So just make sure that the email address is the email address that you are registered as a Lion. What you can do is request from the present club secretary. You could ask her what your email address is online to make sure that you have the correct email address. All right. And then you do forget password if you've never logged in as yet, or you can say don't have an account and you will create an account. Okay, so make sure all the club coordinators make sure that you are logged into the Lions portal. All right, and then this is how you'll see it, and you can go to My Club. Of course, because of my function, I'm the secretary and plus the LCIF coordinator, I could see more stuff, but this is where you could find all the information about your club, and you could well, that's for the secretary's training. So I won't go to that, but you can go to the insights dashboard and you could go to the KPI matrix. You should be able to get there as a club coordinator. You may not have all the information from every single club, but you can get this information there as well. There's the LCIF drill down where you can see how much your club has donated towards LCIF. And then you could find all the information and go into it and find all the information that you need. All right. So all of this information should be available to you as a club coordinator. I encourage you to try, make sure that you are able to log in to the portal. That's one. If you're not able to log into the portal, check with the club secretary, make sure that the email address is correct. If you still can't get in, just email LCI directly to get assistance to be able to log in to the portal. It's taking a little while.
I think what you can do, Lion Carmen, is if you can select, like in terms of constitutional area, if you can select like South America, Central America, and Caribbean, because if you do all, it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about my service by mistake. Donations. The dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always drill down into all of these to be able to see which how much the average how much donations has been made for your club and so forth. Trying to my internet is really slow today to be able to, but basically, if you're paying, you could see basically how I was trying to navigate to the different drill downs. So you can do that. Just go to the KPIs and you'll be able to drill down, and then you can actually find how much your particular club has donated for LCIF, towards LCIF. Okay, now you're going. Sorry, into the wrong one. USA. Sorry, went to the wrong one. This is very hard. And you could go to 60B to 60, and then you could select 60B. This is very hard. And then you could see all the clubs and how much each club has donated. Okay. As I said, as a club coordinator, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see all of the information, or you could just specifically see only your club's information. But you'd have to go in as a club coordinator and see for yourself. But I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to see all this information for all the islands within the 60B. All right, so then you could see how you're doing collectively to help our district governor reach to his 80K. This line is DG elect reaches 80K. Next line is take care. Any other questions regarding the portal and what information you need?
Well, if there are no more questions or comments, I just want to thank Carmen for walking us through all the resourceful information to make us effective LCIF coordinators. I know she would have spent a lot of time putting together this presentation to make it as easy as possible for us to follow. So I want to thank her on behalf of the GLT leadership team for taking time to make this presentation to us this evening.
Thank you so very much, everyone. Hope I have provided you sufficient information about how to be able to be a success this upcoming Lionistic year. Okay.
Yes, you certainly have. Have a good night, and thanks very much for joining. Have a